My name's Julie Edwards. I'm the Archaeology Officer for West Cheshire Museums, and I'm the student coordinator for the Archaeological Training Excavation that we run for the University of Chester. Then myself and my colleague Dan Garner, who's the site director, train the students. We have a 4-week dig in which the students come to us and learn archaeological fieldwork skills. They have assignments to complete at the end of the dig, so we take them through the whole excavation process of how we identify archaeological deposits, how we then investigate them and record them through written records. They also learn how to deal with the artefacts that they find when they're excavating. So this is the end of the first week of the dig. We started off on Monday. We had a JCB came in and emptied out the fill from the trench last year. We're more or less at the level now where we finished last year. Ryan and Alyssa are taking off this layer of Civil War demolition debris. And they've been finding quite a lot. Well, started to find quite a lot. So we've got bits of German stoneware. So we've got bits of 16th century German stoneware and late medieval 16th century ridge tiles which are glazed, and then
Ryan, is this
bits of clay tobacco pen, and then we've got some lead shot from the Civil War. This is a sort of type of pottery that's local to the Midlands and the Northwest. It's known as a sort of Midlands purple typeware, and so lots of these would have been storage jars, and they would have been in use in the 16th, early 17th century. And some of the bits of Rhenish stonewares. So this particular type is first half of the 16th century, possibly late 15th. So we've got material that's relating to the activity, that might be related to activity on the site pre-dissolution and also post-dissolution that has all got mixed up in this demolition layer. We excavated a trench over there and we found a medieval wall, large medieval ditch, a Roman road running east-west across the site, and also the remains of a Saxon ditch which was so large that it was probably some sort of defensive ditch and may relate to early medieval activity over on the site of the amphitheatre.
Hi, I'm Dan Garner. I'm the site director on the Grosvenor Park training excavation. So I'm just going to talk through a few bits and pieces that we've uncovered this year. So we have a cobbled surface here on the right, your left, which we've uncovered, and the material that we've taken off uncovering it has all been medieval in date. So we think this is probably a little patch of surface to do with the St John's Church precinct. Further over to the east of me we have a slightly higher area of ground where we've been removing demolition rubble from the Civil War period, which has produced an awful lot of lead shot and other bits and pieces associated with sort of military activity, including lead powder flask caps, and we have one musket rest and probably a pike head as well, so quite a lot of bits and pieces coming out, so that's very, very rich in artefacts. But we are hoping eventually to get down into the earlier medieval archaeology and maybe even the Roman archaeology, depending on how our progress goes this year. It may be something for next year, we'll see.
So one of our objectives this year was that Dan was hoping that we might find some Roman buildings in this area of the trench. We seem to have a lot of soil deposits, and in previous years we'd excavated a Roman road which is running east-west through the park, perhaps ending up at the eastern entrance of the amphitheatre. We opened up this bit of the trench in 2017, and we've got these soil deposits. We don't seem to have any structures here, so Dan has been hoping that once we remove these deposits we may find some Roman buildings. What we have found this year, we did pick up some of it last year, was that it had been noticed that there was a line in the soil which had been very hard to see. And last year we located that, and it seemed to be a ditch. So we excavated some sections through it and found at the bottom what appeared to be a drain. So we've fully excavated that this year, and we found we've got a very well constructed drain with capping stones and very straight edges. The soil that filled the ditch that had been in the backfill of the soil, because the drain would have run underground basically, and we're getting 16th century pottery out of the backfill, and so we think this drain is probably associated with Sir Hugh Cholmondeley's house. And then we've been investigating the other soil deposits here. It could be that they may be garden soils or an open area within the precincts of St John's. We've also got a very large post hole, so we would have had, which had been packed with stones. So originally it would have contained probably quite a substantial wooden post. And then this morning we've just found the top of what might be another post hole. So we might have some sort of timber structure here. Of course, the timber has long disappeared because the conditions aren't right for its survival. We've still got quite a lot of Civil War deposits, and so we're getting pieces of roof slate from the demolition of the house. We're getting some quite large pieces of iron, particularly nails. There's quite a bit of lead shot. We've got pieces of window canes, so that's the lead framework for window glass. We're also getting a number of floor tiles, which are probably related to the medieval buildings that were in this area. We've got several with this griffin on it, so this is a bit of a small drawing, but it gives you an idea of what the complete design would have looked like on this tile. So it's sort of heraldic style griffin. And then we're also getting others with more abstract and floral patterns. A lot of the floor tiles have got very worn surfaces because they would have been walked on, and whereas this one has got the glaze survives slightly better.